Back to Butchery 101. I'm Christina Glenoga, and today we're going to talk about a few non-trendy gadgets and techniques that you can use in your home kitchen to step up your meat game. There's a lot of misinformation out there about food and meat in particular, and oftentimes products are marketed to us that don't do anything for us. It's like so frustrating to see sometimes the kind of like misinformation and myths that are being perpetuated out there by other professionals. And so I'm here today to debunk a few myths and give you guys a few recommendations on things that I've seen time and time again in professional kitchens and professional butcher shops that genuinely bring about consistent results and the results that you want to be having. Also, this list isn't going to be comprehensive, so I'll probably add to it sometime in the future. Number 5. A pressure cooker. This one is definitely an investment. It's not something that I would recommend getting secondhand or thrifted, even though I love both of those methods. But the thing is, with pressure cookers, I'm also like a little bit afraid of them because I've never had one explode on me, but I have been there and during prep service when one did explode on another cook, and that was pretty traumatizing for all of us. Nobody was hurt seriously. It did happen to be like root vegetables and cuttlefish ink getting cooked in the cast iron, in the pressure cooker at the time. So what exploded out onto the entire prep kitchen was this super dark, really thick liquid. Again, I was told that no one was hurt very badly, but it did get a few people. So I do have like a little bit of a phobia, or rather a healthy respect for pressure cookers. I think what had happened is that particular pressure cooker, which is very common within restaurants, is that it had like one component of it was not exactly right. And when you're working with high pressure like that, having anything kind of like out of place or not completely perfectly right, that can result in that kind of explosion. That's why I would only be comfortable using a pressure cooker like right out of the box, like brand new to me, and then I can know that it has like the manufacturer's guarantee of functionality, and then it's up to me to maintain it at that level, which we have done with our Instant Pot. Also, mine was a gift, so just like full disclosure, I didn't spend any money on it, but I was hugely convinced of its value once I did start using it. So I'm very fortunate in that way. And I just wanted to like express this to other people that it's very useful and like would be like if I needed to replace my Instant Pot, I totally would, no problem. 100% worth the investment. The 2 times that I used it that like truly cemented it into my brain that like, man, I love this product, was the first time I made stock. The first handful of times that I tried making like tough cuts of meat in there, and then also using frozen stuff. So I guess that's 3. I guess that's 3 things that like really sold me on it. But the first was, but we'll go through all 3. So the first one, making stock. And this was like an accidental discovery. We made chicken wings in it one day, and that recipe calls for putting in a little bit of water to steam them, to pressure steam them. And the water at the bottom of the pot that day was so flavorful. Like the wings were okay. The wings were good. They were good. We achieved wings. But the stock, the super flavorful liquid at the bottom of the pot was so good. It was unbelievable. And that was just like accidental. So then later we made pork stock in there with just whatever pork bones I had left over from a pig class, and the resulting stock was so good. It was so delicious, like super flavorful, really thick with the gelatin. It took like an hour to make. And if for any of you who don't usually make stock, usually pork stock is like an all-day thing. Like that should simmer for like 6 hours, if not overnight. Same with chicken stock, 4 to 6 hours, if not overnight. Fish stock is a little bit different because you can do a fumet like pretty quickly. and like that can take under an hour or a quarter beyond. But when it comes to like really rich chicken stock or pork stock, that stuff it takes a long time to really coax all the flavor that you want out of those bones, and to achieve the level of flavor that is like mind-blowing and desirable. And the Instant Pot or whatever pressure cooker can achieve that in an hour or less. It's phenomenal. Oh, and it's so much better than any of the packaged stock that you can buy. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like, I promise you, it's so much better. And the thing about stock is that stock makes something wonderful out of nothing. Like, you can take your the bones from your rotisserie chicken from Costco. You could take that, put it in your Instant Pot with like an onion and some water, and that will yield phenomenal stock, like way better stock than you're buying in a box. So highly recommend. So the second thing is that you can use the pressure cooker to unlock quote unquote tough cuts, and that has served me super well. So like, you can take like your pork shoulder or your beef shoulder, or like even like leg, beef round, or pork ham. All of those things can go into the pressure cooker, and again, how quickly it becomes a really, really tender and delicious meal is phenomenal. It's so great. Because of course, like, you can slow cook stuff if you wanted to. Like, those tougher cuts can totally simmer on your stove. But again, that stuff can take some time, certainly. And this guy just does it like super duper quickly. It's pretty great. Oh, and then the third thing that I really love is that you can go from your freezer into the Instant Pot, and like, it does add a little bit of time to counter the frozenness of your product, but it's pretty damn good. You can get off of work, realize that there's nothing in your fridge, pull something out of your freezer, pop it in your Instant Pot with whatever else, like onions, potatoes, get that guy going, and you will literally have dinner within 2 hours. It's amazing. Pressure cookers, yeah, fantastic. Especially if you are somebody who does like a meat share from a local small farm and has a freezer full of meat. Oftentimes the quote unquote tougher cuts, that is super great, so that you don't always have to plan ahead. Highly recommend. Editing Christina here now, and I just want to let y'all know that there is too much footage in this like 45-minute long video, so we're gonna bust it up into two. Let's just call this one part one. Please do come back for part two, and don't forget to subscribe so you make sure to not miss part two. And please comment down below what your favorite devices in your own kitchen are, or in professional kitchens if that's the kind of place that you work. Let me know what your favorite meat cooking devices are and what you've found the most success with in your own kitchens. I'm really stoked to hear from you guys. So thanks again so much, and have a good day. Bye. Disagree with our what?